Shalom. We all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua Shem Rakakadash. This is some articles relating to Trump talking about once concentration camps, presidential control of domestic troops, different things talking about Trump. Some articles here, waiting this one. Donald Trump just said he wants to build concentration camps in America and assume direct control over the National Guard in that way. This relates to this article here. Seen this on YouTube, talking about it, one of the videos. I think it was a redirect, I believe, talking about this. So Donald Trump, you know. I want to get because the reincarnation, you know, Trump, I call him like Trump, Nero Trump, man. You know, because reincarnation, a lot of these like powerful leaders could once been, you know, through the spirit. It could have been once through Roman emperors like Nero. Nero was ruthless, man. Born 37 AD, he died in 68 AD, man. And you remember the Great Fire of Rome? That was in let me get the exact date. I want to say 63 or 64 AD. No, I got it right here. That was in the summer of 64 AD, July 18th to July 23rd. That's the Great Roman Fire. So he blamed a certain people for that, which he orchestrated. You know, a lot of speculations. He orchestrated that, and then he would use other people as a scapegoat to blame for it, so he can come after that. And really, he just wanted so he can bypass certain things, so he can build the Rome to his liking, to his interests, man. So, what the point is, man, these spirits of these ruthless Roman emperors are back, and Trump could be one of them, man. Nero Trump, man. And you know, the characteristics, how they were, and he has similar likings, man. You look at it. So when you understand regeneration, man, the spirits never die. They just come back into a new body, man. The spirits are the same, man. Certain feature of facial characteristics, man. You know? Now, who was the worst, Nero or Caligula, Shalak? Who was worse, Nero or Caligula? Caligula was, I believe, uncle relating to Nero. Full name, Nero Claudius Caesar. Nero ruled from 58 to 68 and was arguably an even worse madman than his uncle, Caligula. Caligula was ruthless, man. And Agrippina was, I believe, one of the sisters relating to his sister, related to Caligula. Shalak. Let's get some scriptures. I was just giving, you know, kind of what could be through, you know, reincarnation, possibly, you know. Just a guess. go to, there were some other articles relating to how Trump feels about, talking about how he felt about how the country is being run. He's very disappointed in different things. And he made a comment relating to, right here, Trump calls detained WNBA star Brittany Griner a potential spoiled person, man. So Trump is not shy as far as criticizing regarding certain group or category groups of people. He's not shy away in expressing how he feels about certain group of people, man. Brittany Griner's prisoner swap for, he's pretty much talking about how disapproval of relating to that prison swap. Let's get some scriptures. This was just something, I seen. Let's go to Psalms 55, 20, 21. I'm going to go to a different version. I'm going to go to the New International Version. I'm going to read that. Give a different interpretation, or different a wording. My companion attacks his friends. He violates their covenant. So he violates. So that covenant that he made, he violates that. He breaches that. He doesn't fulfill regarding honoring it. His talk is smooth as butter, yet war is in his heart, and that's his mind. His words are more smoother than oil, yet they draw a sword. So they say certain things, and many believe it, but in their heart, it's just their mind, and really their intentions is quite contrary. Let's go to Scripture talks about never trust thy enemy. As his iron rust, and so is wickedness, man. Paraphrasing. So never trust thy enemy, man. Trump has made comments such as calling people the SH. A certain category, groups of people, very derogatory language. So he's one of many. He's one of many. Sirach, let's go to Sirach 10 and 8. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Sirach. Log. Here we go. Shalak for taking long. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So his wickedness never changes. It's the same, man. It's like a zebra that never changes its stripes. Or zebra or a tiger, man. They are what they are, man. You know? Go down to, let me go down to 16. 12 and 16, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach. Here we go, I'm going to read a few down. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yeah, he take good heed of him. Beware of him. So it's giving you a warning. And thou shalt be into him. Thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So it's not going to be wiped together. You can't wipe away that rust, man, because it's going to come back and be what it is in its natural state, man. Number 12. Set him not by thee unless he says, set him not by thee unless when he overthrow thee, he stand in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, unless he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, man. So pretty much a warning to what kind of person he is, man. 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh to wild beasts? So you come to a wild beast or a serpent, certain things are going to happen, man. It's not going to be to your benefit, man. 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity, man? So who's going to pity, man? Who's going to pity when they do certain things, man? When they foolishly do certain things, they're not going to pity. 5, 12 and 15. For a while he will abide with thee. He's going to abide with thee ultimately to undermine thee, man. I'm going ahead of myself. So that's why he's getting close to you, man, because he wants something from you, man. And once he gets it, he's going to cut you. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. So when you begin to fall or become in a low state, that's when they're going to depart, man. They're not going to stick around to see your fall, man. Ecclesiastes 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. I go with Psalms 55 and 21. But in his heart, which is his mind, he imaginations goes with thought, how to throw thee. So he imagined in his thought, in his mind, how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So his intention is nefarious upon you, man. That's why beware, be circumspect, man. An adversary come upon thee, and thou shalt find him there first. How convenient. Though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. So yeah, he's going to pretend, you know what I mean, because he's really responsible for it, man, directly, indirectly. So he's going to pretend to help you. And the scripture talk about how, you know, he's pretend to shed tears and, you know, pretend he's concerned about you, but ultimately he's the one behind it, man. Yeah, he shall undermine thee. That's Ecclesiastes 12 and 17, man. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance with his appearance. That's it. So he's going to, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Go to that one. Shalak. Because, certain people, how they, talk about other groups of people. In this case, Trump talk about certain groups of people, calling them pretty much out of their name, calling them out of who and what they really are. But that's part of the curses, man. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations. And that's the ones who this reference to, relating to the so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, and the speckled bird that looks like one of the other nations, but their sea line pedigree lineage goes back to being an Israelite, because Israelites been scattered all four corners of the earth, the diaspora, which means scattered. So they're gonna look like different shades and different colors, pretty much different flavors like ice cream, man. And that's how Israel going to be. So they're going to look like, some going to look like these other nations, but their seed line, pedigree, their lineage goes back to being an Israelite, man. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations. So you're going to become a mockery, a reproach upon these other nations. They're going to make fun of, they're going to call you out of your name. They're going to disrespect you. And that's what they're saying, man. And that's part of the curses, man. These are part of the curses. Using terminologies like colored and different colored African American names that don't identify for certain category groups of people, man. But that's part of the curses, man. These things, what happened? This is part of the punishment. Why? Because the nation of Israel, they sinned against the Lord, man. So they, Micah 7 and 9. So they had to bear the indignation because they bear the indignation of Yahweh B'Shem Yashah, because they transgressed against him, man. That's part of the punishment that these nations, rich, Ecclesiastes 10:6, folly set in great dignity. The rich sit in a low place, folly set in great dignity. That's these other nations being in a position, pretty much of power, man. Horses represents power. Folly set in great dignity, the rich sit in a low place, man. So the ones who are supposed to be in power are sitting in a low place, man. They were once kings and princes, but they made to be horses, man. They made to be servants, shalak. So that relates to the nation of Israel, man. Being at the bottom, man. And the other nations which will make mockery and which rule over them would be over them, man. So that's what happens. They're going to be punished, man. They're being punished because of they're transgressing against the Lord, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yashah, man. So the other nations, part of that curse, the other nations would rule over thee, and you be subjected to them, man. Because the Lord has a special peculiar people. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, Deuteronomy 14 and 2, talking about on that peculiar special people, man. Go to last one, Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, which is army, children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And the land of the north, which is Ashtaroth, which is land of the north, they would be in this, which is here in America, they would be in captivity together, man. And all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. And that's these other nations, man, because that's part of the punishment. All these other nations will have you in captivity, but only the Lord can redeem you, man. This is part of the punishment. Why? Because the Lord allowed these other nations to rule over you, man. Because what? Ultimately, they're transgressing against Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. That's the reason, man. That's why they're in the position. That's why they go through the things they go through, man. It's spiritual first, man. It always has been, man. The curses are what they are, man. The scripture talks about they're going to pursue thee. They're going to follow thee till they pursue thee till they destroy thee, man. The curses, man. So regardless what Jake you are, middle class, low class, middle class, upper, rich. Well, ain't no such thing as middle class, rich or poor. These curses are going to affect you, man, because these things are sent by Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua as a plague upon his people for their disobedience, man. It's just point blank simple, man. I don't care if you're a Shaquille O'Neal, rich, or you're a regular Jake that works at Walmart, or a homeless Jake on the street. Them curses are going to affect you in some way, man. That's point blank period, man. Their Redeemer is strong, and the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall through plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. That's America. Shalak for making this long, but this is just a few articles that came up upon that. I hope it helps in some way. This brother's out. Give a crazy out by Shem Yahshua, by Shem Kakadash Shalom.